cricket is a game of numbers. For that, I am certain. As a result, Ruston Chase will be in the West Indies playing 11 for tomorrow's game against England. From March 2023, when the West Indies started this amazing moving from 8th place on the T20 table to be now in 3rd spot in the ICC ranking, Ruston Chase have played 10 of those matches. So too is Shai Hope. I am not surprised that both of my guests, and I should be joined by a third guest, that all three of them have Ruston Chase in their playing 11. When Ravman Powell was interviewed for the match tomorrow, no mention was made of Chase. He was asked about the bowling, but he was not asked about the batting. Hello everyone, welcome to the show. I am joined by Roger Tracy and our resident analyst, Andre Douglas. Good evening, gentlemen, and welcome to the show.
Yeah, good evening, Carlton, and good evening to all the viewers all over the world.
Good evening, Andre, Carlton, and good evening to all your viewers around the world, Carlton.
Okay, in those 10 matches that Chase has played for the West Indies during this marvelous run over the past 16 months, he has scored 4 not out, 6. He did not bat in 2 matches. Then he made 37, 32 not out, 67 not out, 42 not out. He did not bat against Papua New Guinea, and he made a ducks against New Zealand. Shai Hope, on the other hand, during his 10 matches, have scored a 45, 22 not out, 36, 1, 26, 16, 43 not out, 16, 0, and 25. But in addition to Ruston Chase batting, over the period, he's West Indies' most economical bowler. While Alzarri Joseph is our leading wicket taker and our leading strike bowler, on the other hand, Ruston Chase, 4 overs for 43 runs against South Africa. That on the face of it might look like a lot of runs, but I will hasten to remind you that was the match that South Africa chased down 250 something to win, and his economy was the best in that match also. None for 28 from 4 overs. And apart from those 2 matches, those were the only 2 matches that his economy have touched 7. All the other matches, his economy is below 7. I am certain that cricket is about the numbers. Ruston Chase must play tomorrow. I know who the other 10 players will be, but I've invited these 2 gentlemen, and to be later joined by Damian Hilton, to tell us who they think will play. Let's start with you, Andre. Who do you think will play tomorrow?
Well, I think, for one, Chase will come back to replace Shai Hope. That's for I'm almost sure about that. But as for the other and the rest of the 11, by the way, so I'm talking about the 2 persons who came in who played yesterday. That's Shai Hope and Owen McCoy. So I'm expecting Chase to replace Shai Hope. No, but this is where it gets a bit tricky. McCoy, he came in yesterday and he performed really, really well. He swung the ball, got a lot of movement off his seam. And he's a very tall man. He also got bounce. He bowled pretty well. So, and for me, I'm expecting that it's a toss-up between Shepherd and McCoy, but I give McCoy the edge because I think that McCoy does more with the ball. He has more variation, and I think he's a better bowler at the death. So it's just unfortunate that that Shepherd, I think probably, he would probably have to sit this one out. But with the conditions in St. Lucia, I think West Indies would do well to would probably want to go into to that match against England with the better bowler. And the better bowler at this point in time, I think it's Obed McCoy.
Thank you very much, Andre. Roger, who do you think will play tomorrow?
Well, I won't go with who do I think will play. I'll go with who do I think should play. For me, I've really sort of, gone back and forth with this over the past 2 days, and I've really, thought about this carefully. And I was one of those who initially wanted to replace Johnson Charles with Shea Hope. However, Charles had a good outing last night, but I've also looked at the opposition that we're going to face. And we're coming up against an England team with Mark Wood and Jofra Archer. We also have Henrik Norkia and Rabada. Shea Hope has been known to struggle a little bit with a very, very high pace in the past. So I think what we should do here is ride the Johnson Charles train until the wheel falls off. He's one of those guys for sure who is not afraid of pace. So for me, I'm going to back Johnson Charles, and I'm going to play him tomorrow, and I'm going to play him for the rest of the tournament. Ruston Chase has to come back. That's a no-brainer. And the other position that we're talking about here, let's not get carried away. Yes, Obed McCoy had a good game yesterday, but keep in mind, this Afghanistan team does not have batting depth. Once you get through the first 2 or 3 batsmen, the others are usually easy to dislodge. So yes, while McCoy had a good outing, I'm going to go with Shepherd, who has a really good record against England.
Thank you very much, Roger. As I said yesterday, last night after the match, when Powell was asked about the selection of the team for tomorrow's game, and he spoke about the challenge that they will have in selecting the team, the challenge that Obed McCoy posed. Listen, please, to what Powell has to say when he was asked about that challenge of Obed McCoy.
A little bit of a selection headache.
Yeah, definitely. It's always good. It's always encouraging when you give guys an opportunity and they take the opportunity. It makes for good competition within the squad. And it's for us as a selection panel, myself, the coach, and the chairman as selectors to actually sit down and try to find the best combination. It's good that guys are putting themselves up and make it a little bit difficult to pick the team.
Yeah, so clearly there is he in a difficult position to pick the team tomorrow, Andre.
Yes, of course. As you said that, once persons put their hands up, it makes it a little bit challenging. And that's very good though. It's a very good and very healthy to have. Because McCoy did bowl pretty well. And to be truthful, Shepherd has not really set the place on fire with his bowling all tournament. And I do believe also that St. Lucia is a very, very good pitch for batting. And I really don't think that if you have a Russell batting at 7, I really don't expect that we will have much difficulty in terms of batting. And that the where Shepherd will probably get a little bit of an advantage over McCoy in terms of his all-round ability. But this sort of pitch, I don't think his batting will come in much into play. So I'm satisfied with Russ at 7, and of course you still have Hussein and Joseph and Moti can do something with the bat. So I'd go with the more rounded ball at this point in time than go with the Shepherd on this pitch.
Okay, and Roger, you have said that Romario Shepherd have a very good record against England, and that is the reason. That's the leading criterion why you are playing against it. You will be playing him against England. Andre is saying that really and truly, with the batting, with Russell batting at 7, and we know that Hussein is no mug, Joseph and Moti are all capable. The firepower of Shepherd coming in at 8 is really redundant. But you think that Shepherd should play?
Absolutely. I think Shepherd should play. While many may say he has not set the world alight during this tournament, he has not bowled badly. He's had a pretty good tournament with the ball. He had one bad over in one of those games right at the end, the second game, I believe, or the third game. So, overall, I think Shepherd has done very well as an all-rounder for the West Indies over the last year. In my opinion, there was a point where he was actually ahead of even an Andre Russell. He had an excellent series against England last Christmas. And for sure, especially with me saying, hey, let's ride this Johnson Charles train. Johnson Charles can be a match winner. He's someone who could get you off to a flying start. But he's also someone who we know, could get dismissed early, right? At any time. It's just the type of player that Johnson Charles is. I like the added security of having a Romario Shepherd at 8, but he's also a good bowler, a good enough bowler to play in this 11. Yes, McCoy could be slightly ahead of him, but I don't think we're really losing anything by having Romario Shepherd, especially against England.
Okay, thank you very much, gentlemen. The champion, good evening to you. Good evening, Merrick. How are you? Lance LeBlake, greetings, man. Welcome to the show. Athena, greetings. Nilo Alexander said, we are on a winning streak and England is low on confidence. Once we win the toss, bowl first, then West Indies will win. Go to you first, Raja. Is it that simple?
No. I think whatever you do, you have to do it well. Whatever you do first, you have to do it well. I do believe you want to start good against an opposition like England. They're a very good team. They're coming into form at the right time. So whether we bowl first or whether we bat first against England, we have to do it well. The toss is not guaranteed, but I think if the West Indies win the toss in St. Lucia, we would definitely want to bat first. But again, the toss is not guaranteed, and whatever you do, you have to do it with high intensity to beat the Englishmen tomorrow.
Thank you very much. And Donald Popo, good evening, is saying good evening to all of us here. Welcome to the show. Michael Douglas is saying, Chase definitely come back in. The question will be, do we really need an extra batsman on a flat pitch in St. Lucia? Because even Hussein and Joseph could do a job with the bat in St. Lucia. And that is the point you are making, Andre.
Yes, exactly my sentiment.
Okay, thank you. It's not surprising. How do you react to that though, Raja? Michael Douglas is Andre Douglas' son, so you should not be surprised. How do you react? He's probably defending his father.
Yeah, again, listen. Again, we have the Johnson Charles factor. I do understand what he's saying. Yes, having a batsman, effectively a batsman at number 8, is could be seen as a bit of overkill. I understand, but again, I have a top order with a guy who is basically just going there to throw his bat and see what happens. So based on what I'm seeing there, again, Charles could be a potential match winner. I'm going to play him in my team, but in the event that we lose these early wickets with the approach that we're going to take, I don't mind having a Shepherd at 8. And again, he has a great record, a great batting record and bowling record against England.
The match will be 7:30 in Jamaica, and it will be 8:30 in the Eastern Caribbean and the United States. Rabuna Seram, thank you for tuning in. Andre, is Nyla Alexander being fair here to Chase? We show the numbers. His numbers is clearly better than that of Hope as a batsman. Is Nyla Alexander being fair here to Chase?
No, absolutely not. Chase he deserves to play as a batsman first and foremost. His bowling is a big plus. We have to understand that the role, different players have different roles to play, and Chase's role is very, very critical. He's like the glue to the middle order. He plays the mid order pretty well. He rotates the strike pretty well, and also at the back end, he's also able to up the tempo. So I won't agree with you, Nyla, that Chase is a pretty competent batsman, and he's very much on the improve.
Yes, and I agree with Athena, who is saying that Chase is the unsung hero. And he think also that McCoy should replace Shepherd. KB, good evening to you. Welcome to the show. Donald Popper also believe that McCoy should replace Shepherd. So there are a number of persons here who are thinking that McCoy should replace Shepherd. Travis Brathwaite, I think he's replying to Mystic Studio. We are not hearing much about Edmire, so apparently Mystic Studio had brought up Edmire, and Travis Brathwaite is saying Edmire really needs to go back to the drawing board. Would you like to respond to Edmire batting? For more than a year now, Edmire has not faced 15 balls in a match. How do you see Edmire batting, Roger?
Well, Hetmeyer is a matron in his own right, and he has performed over the years for the West Indies. Obviously, he's not had the last, a good last year and a half for the West Indies, and even in franchise cricket. I don't believe his performances were particularly strong in the IPL. But again, we have a good squad. We have a 15-man squad where at any point, any of these guys can come in and they can put up, good performances. Hetmeyer is someone who is really competing with Trippen Rutherford for that number 6 spot. And at the moment, Rutherford is performing. We have a 15-man squad. But if we're continuing to win and the 11 guys that are selected are doing the job, then we have no reason to change. I think a lot of us have this, sort of fatigue. We've seen the same people over and over again, and maybe we get bored. But again, Hetmeyer is there. He's a good option that is on the bench, and that is okay.
Okay. Andre, Pooran will dismantle England bowling. Is it that easy? And was Powell being diplomatic? Is he gonna bring back Shepherd?
Pooran dismantling England. I'd very much love that, but I think it would be a great challenge, especially against the pace of Archer and Wood, because they're bowling pretty quickly, But I love for Pooran to bat as deep as he did yesterday, because he's the best player of spin bowling that we have, and I think he's the best person to take on the like of Adil Rashid. So I love for him to bat very deep and to face the majority of the middle overs where the spin will come into play. But he will first have to encounter the likes of Wood and Archer. That will be a challenge, but I do hope for him that he'll come out on top.
Okay, thank you very much. I see where John P. Nicol, it's a long time, John P. Nicol. I always like when you are here. John P. Nicol is my nemesis, So John P. Nicol is saying that Chase and Shepherd should return to the team because even I would have done well against Afghanistan. Raja, is Afghanistan really that poor?
I mean, if we have watched the first 3 games that Afghanistan played, they were pretty dominant. So I definitely want to call them a poor team. They dismantled a good team in New Zealand. If you want to make the point that, yes, the guys who played yesterday played on a better surface than some of the guys who played before and therefore had an opportunity to put in better performances, fine. But no, Afghanistan is a formidable team and they're in the Super 8s for a reason.
Okay. Thank you. So Lansley Blake, he has the same playing 11 that you have, Roger, which is King Charles, Pooran, Chase, Powell, Rutherford, Russell, Shepherd, Hussain, Joseph, and Moti. That is always going to be a very good 11. Darian is saying good night. This has come up a lot. So Mindset Media is saying that he would like to see Shea Hope opening. Andre, how do you see Shea Hope as an opener? Interestingly, Charles has been performing well and he has been going up the batting ranking. He's now ranked number 19th as a T20 batsman in international cricket. Brandon King is our leading run scorer since that stretch started March 2023. He has scored more runs than any other West Indies batsman. And those are the 2 openers. Brandon King is also our highest ranked ICC batsman. Can Shea Hope break into that partnership, Andre?
I would be very, very surprised if the partnership of King and Charles is broken at any point in time in this World Cup. I mean, as a matter of fact, the only way I think that they will be separated is if there's an injury to either Charles or King. If that's not the case, I doubt very much that you will see Hope coming in to replace either of the two.
Roger Philip Hendrickson is saying that you're on your private yacht, man, and he likes how you summarize the game. So Michael Douglas is saying that I have watched a lot of match with Romario Shepherd on flat pitches. To be honest, he bowls awful on pitches like these. Shepherd is one of those bowlers who depend on a slow pitch to strive. How you respond to that, Roger? Because really and truly, you are the man who has Shepherd in the team.
Yeah, I don't think that's fair. Last Christmas, West Indies played England in Grenada, and that was a good service in Grenada with good pace. And Shepherd had an excellent game there. So I don't believe that's a fair assessment. Shepherd has been performing. Obviously, we all know in the past he was found wanting. But again, we have to look at what he's done recently. And I believe over the last year, Shepherd has come a long way. He has really improved his game. He did well in the CPL last year. And yes, again, there's probably some recency bias creeping in because he bowled that horrible, I believe it was a 19th over in the last game. But let's not worry too much about it. I think Shepherd has done enough to earn his spot, and he should start more.
Okay. Mindset Media is saying that I just don't want to see Johnson Charles opening. Well, no, nothing wrong with someone voicing their opinions and their views. Even if others don't agree with your views, it's okay. It's okay. I think I'd go with McCoy just because of being a left-handed seamer and the variations. My concern is, can he replicate what he did against Afghanistan? Andre, that's a very good point, and that is something that persons as we have to consider. The left arm seamer give us added variation in the pace department, although we have two left arm spinner. How much of an impact the left arm pace of McCoy, the left arm variation of a McCoy, you think will have on a team like this?
Yeah, I mean, for a team like England who goes pretty hard, I think the variation, especially the variation of McCoy, could be very, very handy because he bowls a lot of store balls. He's a very tall man, so he gets a lot of bounce too, and he's able to swing the ball. So I think that he might prove a very, very handy bowler against England, the batters of the English team, because they tend to go pretty hard, and the slower balls, the Yorkers will be very, very effective against England on such a pitch.
Okay. So Kalanji out of New York is saying, and Roger, I need to have a show with you to discuss those ticket prices in New York and along with your friend. And he's saying that he thinks our headache is between King, Hope, Shepherd, and McCoy. I can understand that. And welcome, preacher. We'll come to you very shortly. Randy Beckers is saying the game against England is tricky. We must not underestimate Archer. We need the extra batter. Brandon King also looks low and confident. Damien, welcome to the show. Did you hear what I just read just now, Damien? We are not seeing Damien there. What do you think about that comment, Roger, until we get... Damien, did you hear that, what I just read now? Welcome to the show.
Hi, evening, everyone. Evening to the audience in the chat. I think that the West Indies team is a loaded team. I don't think as the team is constructed now, we necessarily have any issues in terms of the depth of our batting. The real issue is just the performance of the bowlers outside of the ones who have been playing well. Moti, Hussain, Azari, they have all been bowling very well. It's really that other bowler or those other bowlers to round out the 20 overs. And I think the coaching staff has a decision to make where Obed McCoy or Shepherd is concerned. I personally would go with Obed and add that other seamer that can really cause England some trouble. We saw them struggle to some extent against the Australians in that game that they played against the Australians. So I would back the inclusion of McCoy. I think the batting lineup has acquitted itself very well. We all know that Charles is a hit or miss player. Is not the most technically gifted in terms of his footwork and stuff, but on a track that has been giving us 180 runs in the last three games, we anticipate that it could be a track that's very favorable to the way he likes to play. I wouldn't leave out Ralston Chase out of the team at the expense of
Shea Hope.
I wouldn't do that because I think Ralston Chase represents the Marlon Samuels type anchor player that we need.
Some would say that Shea Hope can do that job.
Well, I mean, if Shea Hope is going to play, he's going to open the innings for me. If you're going to include Shea Hope, you're going to have to take a decision on Johnson Charles. So I would keep Ralston Chase in the team, bring him back in the team, and I think that would be my 11. That those are the only two players that I think I would keep.
Yes, Johnson Charles must play, but this is what I wanted you to address. Randy Beckers, there's on the screen, you can read it. He's saying this game against England is tricky. We must not underestimate Archer. We need the extra batter. Brandon King is also looking low on confidence. And Lansley Blake is echoing Randy Becker's comment in saying that the quality of the England bowling should not be overlooked. And England team feels very well. How do you summarize those two comments?
I mean, the West Indies have done very well against the English bowling attack in T20 internationals. I think we've played them around 20, 21, 24, 25 times, and we have won about 17 of the games. I mean, don't quote me on the exact number. But we are ahead of them in terms of the wins. I am not concerned about the English bowling and the threat of the English bowling. I think we have players who have been playing in the IPL and who have been seeing the best bowling at this version of the game and who have acquitted themselves well. The only player that has really not gotten in or gotten an opportunity to give us a significant innings is the captain. It's Rockman. I don't know about the confidence issue with Brandon King. I don't know. I haven't seen it. I think Brandon King has been playing his part. I would love for him to stay at the wicket a little bit longer and improve it's the boundary count and batting as he opens up the innings. But otherwise, he's been fine. I don't see the problem there.
Thank you. Andrea Shamar Joseph is in the squad. I guess he's down the pecking order right now. Roger, Ziad Mohammed is saying that somebody needs to pound some senses into Alzarri Joseph head. Too much misdirected short pitch bowling. Is he making any point there? Is this unfair to Alzarri?
No, it's not unfair. He's certainly making a point. I understand Alzarri has a very good wicket-taking record in T20s, and he's done very well over the last year. Even last night, he certainly created a few chances. However, as my main bowler, my strike bowler, I'm depending on Alzarri Joseph to win games for the West Indies. I'm depending on Alzarri Joseph to show the way to all other bowlers. And I think he just makes too many errors, to be honest. Last night, he bowled quite a few deliveries on leg stump. The length, may not have been terrible, but I believe those misdirected deliveries in a big game against an opposition, like England, oppositions like South Africa, because the World Cup really starts now. Right now, we have to play big boy cricket. Right, we're no longer playing Uganda. We're no longer playing Papua New Guinea. We have to be consistent and perform well in every game going forward if we want to win the World Cup. And Alzarri Joseph is a huge part of that.
Roger, I'm struggling here because let me tell you the numbers. Alzarri Joseph have bowled 84 deliveries in the tournament so far. He has gotten 9 wickets, getting a wicket every 9 delivery, 9.3 deliveries. So call it 9 deliveries. What more can you ask for? If he's to get any better than that, he will be absolutely unplayable, Raja.
He needs to be unplayable. He's our leading fast bowler. I want more. I understand the record looks good on paper, but
no, but Raja,
if we want,
only
yes,
3 bowlers in the tournament is getting wickets quicker than Alzari Joseph. Faruqi from Afghanistan, Marcus Stone is from Australia, and someone else. Marcus Stone, and furthermore, Marcus Stone is not bowling as many deliveries as Alzari Joseph. It's probably about 9 overs that Stone have bowled in the competition thus far, and he's getting a wicket every 9 deliveries, which is not much different from what Joseph is doing and getting his wickets, bowling 84 deliveries. I think Alzari Joseph have been magnificent.
Let me make it clear. Let me make it clear. I am not concerned about the wicket taking prowess of Alzari Joseph or how often he's taking his wickets. I'm more concerned on him missing his lines or missing his length too often for a top class fast bowler. I just need more. Can you imagine how much?
Go ahead, preacher.
Yeah, I personally think the criticism is unfair. You pointed out what the numbers are. I think we underestimate the challenge that fast bowlers like Alzari Joseph face in this version of the game to not bowl a ball short of a length, too short of a length, or to not pitch up too much into the batsman and then get beaten away for a boundary. And so it's always an adjustment for the fast bowler. And so I think asking Alzari Joseph to do more than he has done is really asking a lot. I get the point that we're going to be playing against better opposition in the Super 8s. And I would think that the bowlers, for me, who are going to win it for the West Indies are the bowlers who have been demonstrating that they are at the top of their game. It's really Hussain and Moti. Azari is the cleanup guy. I don't know that Azari is our strike bowler. As far as I'm concerned, what we do against England in the power play is going to determine who wins the game. And I anticipate that we're going to be able to limit them in the power play, get Salt early, limit their runs. They have shown weaknesses in the middle of their batting, especially when we're outside of the power play. They haven't been able to, get the ball moving around. I think we're just finding things to criticize our players about. West Indies are doing very well. We are playing very good cricket, and we expect that they will play against England and continue to do that.
Yes, I agree with you, Damian. Andre, welcome back. Is there any issues about our death bowling? Do you have any concern there?
I mean, I'm pretty much satisfied. I think we have done really, really well throughout the tournament. Our bowling was a concern coming into the tournament, but I think that they have, performed admirable. Well, so I for now, I think I'm pretty much satisfied with our bowling thus far in the tournament. Right, so I have no issues at this point in time.
Okay, not earlier today, last night, Ravman Powell was asked about the players. And I remember making the point that when I select a player to play, I do not use the word if. I always expect the player to perform. And it's like Ravman Powell probably was listening and he heard the comment. This is what Ravman Powell had to say.
I think a big part of my captaincy is giving guys opportunity and supporting guys. Johnson Charles didn't have particularly a good start to the World Cup. But we always knew when he come home, he's gonna feel at home, he's gonna feel his St. Lucian behind him. And credit after the given to him, he went out tonight and he actually played well.
Okay, so there was Ravman Powell, but he said so. Apart from the fact that he supported the guys whosoever is playing, he said something there, Roger, that have me thinking, will Shea Oak be playing in Barbados now that they are going to Barbados. What do you think, Roger? Listen to that comment from the captain.
I don't believe so. And when I sat down to select my 11, I really really went back and forth, especially with the Johnson Charles selection. Again, I have not been that comfortable with what I've seen from Johnson Charles, but I do know that he has the ability to win games, especially against these teams that are pace heavy. England, Australia, South Africa. And you know what? If we're going to win this World Cup, we have to back these players. We have to give them the confidence. So you know what? We have to stand behind Johnson Charles 100% next to Johnson. You're going to open the batting for the rest of the World Cup. No matter what happened, go out there and try to do your best. Chase, you're going to play for the rest of the World Cup, right? I think we have to do this. And yes, we understand that Johnson Charles playing in St. Lucia, may have contributed a little bit to Darren Sammy and Robman saying, hey, we're gonna give you another go. But I think we have come this far, and again, we have a few more games left to go if we want to win the World Cup. It doesn't make sense to change right now. I think we should just go through and ride the Johnson Charles train. Don't be tempted by just playing Shea Hope in Barbados because we're in Barbados. We have to back the players we have right now. And Johnson Charles and Chase are the only two guys that he could potentially replace. And I don't think that should happen. As much as Shea Hope is my favorite player.
All right, Andre, I will come to you, and then we have back Damian. So let me still go to you first, Andre. Alzari has been great. What more can we really expect from Alzari apart from wickets, Andre?
I mean, as you said, he has been great. He has been taking wickets, and that is what you want. You want persons to take wickets. I don't care too much about, say, trying to restrict batters as best as possible. I want bowlers who are going to take wickets. Wickets are very important, especially in the shorter format of the game. And this is the shortest format. And, he's doing the job beautifully for the West Indies.
Okay, thank you, Andre. Preacher, Damian, Mikel is saying that Ravman Powell always come good against England, and they are the numbers on the screen. And this is what I love about persons like Mikel. He just doesn't say things. He brings forward the numbers, averaging 43.85 with a strike rate of 179. Does Powell love this England bowling attack?
Well, the numbers tell the story. I said earlier that Ravman has really been the one batter so far who has not really gotten a chance to, stamp his class out there and has not, produced a nice innings for us. And so I would love to see him come good against the English team. I think he will. I mean, a captain's knock is in order. The point was made earlier about the English bowling and the pace that England is depending on, and I think that favors the West Indies. I expect that this track will be a track that will allow our batsmen to be able to play their natural game. We do struggle against some of the spin bowlers in the tournament. We use the opportunity, I believe, to prepare ourselves with playing against some of the minnows and then Afghanistan in that last game. And I'm expecting Ravman Powell and others to come very good against Archer and the English pace bowling.
Thank you. Roger, why is it that Charles is ranked higher than Pooran? Sherwin is asking. I know, but can you tell Sherwin, Roger, why?
Well, that's news to me. You know what? I mean,
I think Charles ranked 19th and Pooran ranked 20th. Just from memory, I think it's 19th and 20th. Yeah, but I guess now, after the innings last night, probably Pooran has gone ahead of him. But it's just because of consistency, Sherwin. Definitely. Yeah. You see, sometimes we don't look at the performance. We somehow just look at the players, and sometimes where the players is from crowded with judgment. But we need to look at the numbers. As I said in the beginning, I do not know of a cricket match where it's not the numbers that won it. And it's always the numbers that really counts. I've said it in the beginning. Now, and John P. Nicol, this is a thing that John P. Nicol is here to nigger me. We know that. We know that John P. Nicol is here to nigger me. You heard what Ravman Powell said just now, John P. Nicol? Whosoever is playing, you don't think about failing, you think about success. Not pessimism, not being pessimistic, but being optimistic. And that is the way going forward. We must be optimistic when we select a player to play. Gentlemen, give me your final word. Let's start with you, Raja. Give me your final word.
I'm expecting the Westerners to come out tomorrow, all guns blazing. I'm expecting the guys to be positive in their approach. I'm expecting the team that I listed earlier to be selected. But if that is not the team, I'm behind the team 100%. And I would expect the Caribbean and all of St. Lucia to be behind the team 100%. I want the guys to be confident. And as you said, optimistic, right? They should only think about, the goals that they would like to attain. And, we're playing against an opposition that we have had success against in all formats within the last few years. So the guys should be confident. We're coming off a good win, and we want to keep that momentum going.
Thank you. I'm coming to you right away. I'm going this way. I'm coming to you, Damien. But Michael Douglas made a point here that I agree with him. That series against South Africa, Shea Hope should have come and played that series. And there are many things can be said about that, but I just think that he should have come and played that series. Damien, let's hear your final comment.
Yeah, I think the situation is perfectly set up for the West Indies to get all the way to the semi-finals, and we obviously have to start with England tomorrow. I anticipate that our batting will continue to be great, and of course, the bowling of Hussein at the top of the innings and Moti somewhere in the middle, and of course, Azari, Joseph, and company bringing that pace to the attack will be too much for the English team. The English team are not the English team that they were when they were winning the T20 World Cup. And Bradman Powell and others seem to like the batting against this English team. So we can expect West Indies to make anywhere around 190, 200 runs and defend it easily.
Andre, what's your thoughts on the match tomorrow?
Well, first and foremost, I think the West Indies, they're pretty much oozing in confidence. They are very focused. You can see it on the faces of all members of the team, including the management staff. They're really, really focused, and I really expect them to give us put on a great show tomorrow. What we have seen thus far is that someone steps up in every game. We have, for the 4 matches we have won, we have 4 different man of the matches so far. So someone is putting their hands up every single time that we have played, and I expect no less tomorrow. Someone is going to show up big time and give us a performance to take us over the line. I'm expecting a good challenge from the English team tomorrow, but I expect to really outshine them at the end of the day, and we'll be victorious.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Thank all of you for being here. Please remember to slash a like on the video and click on that subscribe button. Over 400 persons are watching. John P. Nickel again niggering me. But I leave you with this comment from Ravman Powell when asked about a parking spot in St. Lucia.
Do you have a parking spot yet back in Jamaica? Not yet?
Unfortunately, no, I'm not from St. Lucia, but
No, back in Jamaica, man.
Even at Sabina Park, I still don't have a parking spot.
You win this World Cup and you'll have one.
Absolutely. Thank